Okay, somebody tell me in the chat if I'm live because I'm struggling here. So looks like I've got the spinning wheel of you know what. Oh, there we are. Okay. All right, just needed to make sure. Okay, somebody tell me in the chat if I'm live. That's not good. All right, we're going to stop that. Sorry, IT guy is 3,000 miles away, so this is not an easy thing to do. Hello, 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 my friends. Today is, what is today? Monday, the 27th of July. I'm sweating, you guys, and we haven't even started yet. Okay, that's my oven. It's the temp. Okay, today we are making zucchini fritters and muffins, not in that order. We're making the muffins first. And I have no idea why the gimbal just did that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear it's been that kind of a day. All right, hang on a second here. My goodness. All right. Hopefully it stays that way. Oh my, my. Oh my, my. Okay, if anybody's out there, I apologize. It's been crazy. It's been wild. Let's make some zucchini muffins. IT guy, can you see me? Please let me know. Just give me a thumbs up or something. We are starting with a gluten-free zucchini bread. It is zucchini season, right? Everybody's tired of it, but all right. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I don't know what to do about this. IT guy, it's killing me, man. I don't know if my gimbal is not charged or what's going on here, but it's flopping all over the place. So I'm going to leave you guys hanging for just 1 second. And I just want you to know that I will be right back. I'm going to talk you all the way through this. I'm going to have to use a different mount for my camera that I'm not used to using. And it's going to put it in a different place. But we're going to have to deal with that, I think. So I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. And I apologize for the issues. I will make sure that that is fully charged. That's my hand. So sorry about this, guys. Really, I'm sorry. Okay, hopefully that's going to work. There we go. Okay. Goodness gracious, what a day. Nope, I'm not letting you out right now because I don't want to let you in. Okay, so there we are. Oh, you guys. So I guess not, IT guy. I think I need to charge it. I charged it the other day and I must have just lost its charge over the weekend. So, all right, hopefully we are where we need to be. It's never had one of those. It's not the day. It's been like the afternoon for like the last 2 to 2.5 hours. It was like everything went wacko. It was hilarious. Only it got to not be hilarious. But anyway, I've got my oven preheated. We are going to do cupcakes or muffins instead of doing little zucchini breads. But this one is actually not hard at all. This is actually a gluten-free recipe. I'm just playing with it a little bit. But we are going to start off with 1 cup of gluten-free flour. And hopefully the rest of this day goes a little better than the last couple of hours. Hoo-wee. Tell you what. So for those who have been around and might be in the know, oldest one and middle one made it to Minneapolis. Oldest is back home. And IT guy is out in California dog sitting for our middle son so that they did not have to put their dog into do I want to do that? No, I do not. We're going to want to do, sorry, next recipe. We're going to move that to the side. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to combine the dry ingredients. We're not going to do that. We'll do the wet ingredients first. So I need a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So we'll start with that. I wish they would say whether it should be loose or packed. Does that bother anybody else? Yeah, the dark's open, so we're going to use the dark. You know the difference between dark brown sugar and light brown sugar? It's very simple, actually. It's the amount of molasses in it. That's it. Unfortunately, I can't eat anything at McDonald's. Ruby, sadly, would have to go somewhere else. So, just so long as I don't have to get lettuce anywhere, right? Oh, and it's too hot. That's the thing, it's too hot to grow it in your garden right now because it won't germinate. It's too hot. So I may start some in my basement, see if I can get it to grow down there because it's cool. So we got our brown sugar. Like I said, I'm using dark. There are a couple places I can go. Chick-fil-A has a dedicated fryer, so I can eat from there. I'm trying to think where else. And then I can get like a Whopper, no bun at Burger King, which I love a Whopper. I'm sorry. I love that sandwich. I know a lot of people don't like Burger King. I happen to like it. I think they've got great burgers, to be honest. If I had to pick a fast food burger place, that's actually my favorite fast food burger. I like the flame broiled Whopper. So let's see. Then I need 2 eggs. And we are going to, per usual, use something else. What else am I going to put in here? Next is we'll put the eggs in later. But for right now, I've got a 1/4 cup of almond milk. That's what it calls for, so that's what I'm using. I happen to have some. And then 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Yeah, especially living in Ohio, because Ohio and Michigan are the hotbeds for all this garbage. So, look, I'm using canola oil. If you don't like canola oil, pick the oil you like. That's the way I look at it. So, I often use olive oil instead. People will say something about that. People have opinions. They just do. Let's see here. Then I need a teaspoon of lemon juice. If you want to squeeze your own lemon juice, go for it. I'm all for it. On a regular day, I probably would. Today, it's been a rough one. So do about a teaspoon of that. And then I need, hold on tight, I need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. 1 cup of finely grated zucchini, which I will have over here. It's been draining. It's been squished. So it's in a giant ball because all the moisture's been squished out, or all the water, not moisture, but zucchini has a lot of moisture in it. So, all right, there's that. And then I'm going to add, just because I think zucchini muffins taste great when they've got, or zucchini bread when they've got pineapple in them. So that's a small can of crushed pineapple that I just kind of let drain. I didn't squish all the juice out of it. Mea culpa. But then I'm going to put my eggs in here. And this recipe calls for a hand mixer. Not today. I don't have a garbage bag. Okay. I'm going to grab a bag in case I know I have at least 2 more eggs other than this one. So myself a bag for garbage. So how was everybody's weekend? I spent my weekend kind of making sure my kids got safely across the United States. They went about 3,000 miles in 3 days. Maybe not quite that far, but close. So, but they got where they needed to go, and that's the good part. And they were safe. So, leave me alone. Leave me alone to enjoy my burger. I love it, Ruby. Oh, I needed to laugh. Thank you, guys. All right, so we're just going to put that on stir, let that stuff all mix up, and then we're going to go in with our 1 cup of gluten-free flour, oh goodness, get that put in there. I haven't made zucchini muffins in a very long time, and I have never made them gluten-free, so this is a new adventure. That's the thing, I've made a lot of this stuff, so. Don't buy lettuce. Don't buy that. Yeah, I hear you. So, I don't know. I'm not going to be eating lettuce for a while, I guess. But I miss salads, especially with it being hot. So, I went and got myself, I don't have enough tomatoes yet, but cleaned out my gardens this weekend. And like the stuff that didn't grow or the stuff that was just not growing, I pulled it all out and I replanted a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. So I got my flour in there. And then I need a 1/4 cup of almond flour. So I planted some more green beans. Those I got a small harvest of, and I switched with garden they're in. They're now with the tomatoes. So that's that's okay. We all are, Ruby. You're like, I have ADHD. You know how many times I say, wait a minute, what? And then halfway through the sentence, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah. That little sensory 1 minute, like, oops, that you got. And then I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This I will go ahead and measure out because there's a lot of leavening in this. So we got 2 teaspoons of powder. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And this recipe calls for 3 small loaves or 1 large. Now that I've added the pineapple, we'll see how many cupcakes, or you call them cupcakes, muffins, I get out of that. So I need 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Don't have a 1 1/2. So we'll just do it this way. That's nutmeg. We don't want to put a 1.5 teaspoons of nutmeg in. You'll be sorry. Anybody ever done that? Put the wrong spice in? Ooh, you can ruin something big quickly. There's a 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon. Yeah, we've got a bunch of lunch meat right now, and we do the same. So, an IT guy isn't a big lover of lettuce, but his dad and I are. So, and then I need a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And if you want to grind your own, if you have a nutmeg, have at it. Same amount. So, again, I'm all about do what works for you. If you're a homemade everything person, I salute you. And I know your stuff's going to taste amazing. half a teaspoon of salt. And every once in a while, I do it just to make sure I still have a pretty good, I don't care if I'm light on the salt. I'm a little light on the salt, but close. So, all right, it's all mixed up. We're going to do a scrape, and then we'll mix again. Just for a minute or two. And then we'll get these bad boys in the muffin cups. Cupcake liners, whatever you want to call them. Just a quick mix. So, if it's something you cook, I'm not opposed to something you can cook. That's the thing. If you cook it to 165, you're supposed to be okay. So, but I bought the frozen sheet pan vegetables the other day, and I've got a bunch of those going. That into the. I'm going to rinse these just in case I need them. I'll wash them again, but just in case I need them for the next thing, I want them rinsed off of all the baking stuff. Let them sit there for a minute. Okay. There we go. There it is. I was so impressed with myself because I remembered to get out my scoop. And then I couldn't find it. I was like, no! All right. Okay, this is for the other one. I was like, wait a minute. Did I forget something? No, that's for my other one. So that's good. Okay, I know you guys can't see very well. And I'm going to move this zucchini. So one of the things I did that I don't always do when I shred zucchini is I peeled these, because one of them, when I started shredding it, was really hard on the outside. So I was like, ooh, I need to make sure the rest of them aren't like that. So, and fortunately they were in the fritters and they're going to be cooked directly. So that'll cook down some of that hardness. And also, haha, I did think ahead. Sometimes I get it right, guys. I used to have this really cool thing from Pampered Chef that I could mix in it, and then you can, and then you just like go on top of it and go squirt, 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 squirt. Oh, so cool! But it was kind of delicate and it fell apart, which was a bummer. It needed to be made. It was made out of plastic, and it really needed to be made. Like, I understand the cylinder being plastic, but the rest of it should have been made out of metal, to be honest. So it would have a little more structure to it. Now, I have 3 sizes of scoops. This is the largest one. Great for muffins. I know some people also make it in a, whatever vessel they use to make it in will have a pour. If it has a pour spout, that makes it easier for that too. But this is just an easier way for me to make everything uniform size, or filled uniformly. I don't know how I want to say that, but I'm going to set these over on the stove for a sec. And I did actually think to do 2. Haha! So, I don't know where Joan is. I saw her early this morning online, but she may have had other plans today. I don't know. Either that or maybe she doesn't like zucchini. Probably not. Joan is she's not a food snob. Let's put it that way. Oh, I just realized I don't have my good apron on. And that would be because I had this one on for some stuff I was cooking earlier. So, yeah, Christy, your thing goes crazy with the word Joan, isn't it? Cracks me up. Oh, anyway. So, yeah, we got more than a dozen out of there. I thought we would because of the pineapple. So, all right, come on, you. Thought I was going to lose a nail on that one. I did not. So, but I also know Joan's got a pretty full personal plate these days. So, if something came up, she might have had to take care of that. All right. So, got out enough for 2 dozen. Turns out I don't need all of it, but I'm really glad I did it now, seeing that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the scoop. I'm going to rinse it off because I may end up using that for my... Okay, so the recipe I've got for the fritters is actually kind of like a crab cake. So I'm making... she's in Florida, so Joan is. So I'm making crab cakes later this week. So I think it's kind of a cool thing. We're going to try a veggie version of it. Ooh. And then we're going to do it's probably going to be imitation crab because let's be honest, crab is really expensive right now, guys. The cheapest one I can find, and remember, I live in the Midwest, so our prices tend to be lower. The more inland you get, the lower the prices tend to be on things like groceries. Sorry. But to get the good crab, it was $30 for 8 ounces. I'm like, that's insane. I'm not paying, and I need a pound. I'm like, I am not paying $60 for crab cakes. However, I found a recipe for imitation crab where you use imitation crab and it's supposed to taste just like crab cake. So we're going to give that a try. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're also going to make fried green tomatoes that day. So yum. But I can't find the imitation crab that I'm looking for. So hopefully we can figure that out. So I've put those in the in for 10 minutes. We'll flip them and they'll go another 10. So I didn't. Oh, there is John. Okay, I'm sorry, John. You're the same color as Christy. I didn't see ya. Welcome in. We just put our zucchini muffins into the oven, and now we're going to make some crab cakes. So I have 2.5 cups of shredded, not crab cakes, they're zucchini cakes. And before I do that, first I'm going to wipe the flour off of that. I'm going to get this mixer out of here just to give us more space. Oh, one of these days I want to have a proper island. And then maybe I can cook on something like that. That would be fun. So I'm going to put this to the side. You know, actually, I'm going to cook on my crepe pan because I think that will be easier than getting the burner out and all that stuff. So I'm going to switch these guys out. There she is. We were just talking about where you might be, Joan. So there she is, guys. You asked. See, she must have heard us. She's been summoned. So John, if you're still around, just so you know, this is kind of how it goes. We hang out, we have fun. It's just that simple. Nothing spectacular. We just kind of hang out and enjoy each other's company, make some stuff. I try some stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's see. For our crab cakes, let's switch because we don't want to make sweet crab cakes, right? Okay. New recipe. So I've got 2.5 cups of grated zucchini. I am going to Ching. Add an egg to that. Where did that other egg go? There it is. Ta-da. Thought I was going to make it. But no. And this is why I do this. One tiny little shell. There we go. One egg. Alrighty. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter that are melted. That goes in there. I have. We're going to go with kind of an Italian style on this because it says seasoned breadcrumbs. These are gluten-free. You can make your own if you want. You could do panko if you wanted. So, yep, I love it when everybody's here too. As a matter of fact, I called my husband because I was kind of melting down earlier today, and he when we got off the phone, he goes, "Well, I hope all your regular friends are there, that you guys have a good time." So he knows you guys are awesome. So we are going to go with a cup of these gluten-free breadcrumbs. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go mostly that, and then I'm just going to do regular. I don't think these are going to taste too much like a regular crab cake because they're not the regular, like what I think of as a seasoned breadcrumb, because all I could get was plain or Italian. And frankly, I didn't have time to do it myself. So I'm going to do some of each. And we'll do that probably on Friday as well, depending on what the recipe looks like. Or Thursday, I mean, not Friday. Friday, I very well might be headed to a funeral. So, yeah. My last uncle passed away. I have one aunt left. She's the only one left in her family. She is the oldest. She is the matriarch of our family now. And she is not in her best health either, unfortunately. This calls for a 1/4 cup of minced onion. I am going to do just like a handful of dried minced onion. Again, if you want to do the regular, do the regular. I needed the easy button today, so that's what we're doing. And then, okay. The Kroger app was giving me fits on Friday. It did not want to come up and tell me where things were in the store, which I know where most things are, but it didn't even show me. I had Old Bay on my list, and it didn't show up when we were there. And I didn't realize it until last night when I was looking over, making sure, my final time. So I had to get up this morning to go to the grocery store. And then I went into the spices aisle, and it wasn't there. I finally asked some guy, I was like, "Excuse me, am I missing the Old Bay?" Thank God he was a smart man, because he looked at me and goes, "Why don't you go ask the fish and seafood people?" And I was like, I know where it is now. The minute he said it. So, you know what, Christy? I appreciate that. My uncle was 87. He lived a very full life. He was in the Army, served 3 tours in Vietnam. I have a cousin who was born in Vietnam. My aunt, his ex-wife, but they remained friends, which was kind of funny. I mean, they would travel together. They never really dated anybody else. I guess they both dated a little bit, but not much. So they just couldn't live together. But they definitely got along for their kids. And I absolutely I'm so proud of them for that. I just realized I mixed up my lids. Not good. Okay, this, because I'm me, we have this on the top and then on every side, because you never know if I'm going to redo my cabinet. And that way, it's always the way it needs to be. So then I need a 1/4 cup of flour. This is the 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. And then it calls for 1/2 cup for frying. I'm doing it on a nonstick for a reason. I'm going to turn this up. Hopefully this works. We'll see. Got my handy dandy flipper. Put these guys all in the dishwater. Oh, I did, and I'm proud of myself for this, you guys. I've been wanting something for a long time, and I need to grab a sheet of parchment real quick just to keep it from becoming a mess. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use aluminum foil instead. But I got myself a draining, I appreciate that, you guys. I really do. Like I said, 87, lived a long life, lived a good life. To this day, we don't know how he got his Bronze Star when he was in the Army, but he was a Bronze Star medalist. Was a 20-year man in the Army. So, time to flip the muffins. I keep wanting to call them cupcakes because they're in cupcake liners, but because I did not feel like cleaning muffin tins. So I'm going to do the big flippy flip here. And front to back, bottom to top, top to bottom. Whew. Okay. So there's that. This guy gets to go in here. But anyway, I feel bad more for my aunt because she's like, I'm the only one left. And I'm like, yes. Yep. I have a very military family. I have an uncle who served in the Navy. I have 2 that served in the Air Force. I have 1 that served in the Army. So, okay. I got myself a draining tray, you guys. So I'm pretty excited about that. So we can put these on the tray when we're done. Close that up. Move these guys over here. Make room. Bless you. One of the dogs is sneezing. And then I'm going to fry these. I'm just going to see something. All right. No other notes. No notes. So I'm going to move this stuff all where I can put this tray down and have it available to me so that we can put them on there and let them dry. So yeah, it is. It's a really nice tray. And actually, I thought my jelly pans were bigger than that. So, oh well. Okay, move these. I just need more space, y'all. I just need more space. And since I can't go to commercial, you get what you get. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to grab a couple of gloves. So if you're friends with me on social, this morning I shared a reel. The sun was so red when it came up today. It was crazy. And we're supposed to get rain. So it was like, so is it rain? Is it wildfire? Who knows? We're in Ohio. Could be anything. So, all right. We're going to mix this stuff up. We're going to see if it holds together. See if it tastes anything like a crab cake. I don't think it will, but that's okay. If it's still good, I don't care. So, and then when I'm done here, as soon as I clean up and Hubs gets home, we have to head. We got to take my son's dog back. So for all he did for his brother this weekend, driving all the way across country in 3 days, we were already going to have their dog because they were supposed to go on a long weekend with his wife's family, and his wife and the kids still went. So we had their dog, which is fine. And we offered to bring him back instead of making my son drive down. So, all right, so we're going to try this one, see how, okay, that's pretty good. All right, we're going to do about 3 of these, I think, to start. And all that. So, thank you guys. How are the dogs getting along? Well, actually, one of my dogs used to be one of my son's dogs, so they get along just fine. My one dog, I don't know what has gotten in him, but only on this dog, he does something he shouldn't be doing. Let's just call it, he's a bit more amorous than he should be with his fellow dog. So that poor guy, we're constantly yelling at him for like the first day. Then they knock it off, or he knocks it off, I guess I should say. But anyway, otherwise they get along just fine. Our big complaint is he barks a lot in the middle of the night. So, and they can't hear him because he's at the other end of the house, but he's not for us. There's nowhere we can't hear him. So that's not the greatest thing in the world. But I'm going to move that around. You know what I didn't get out? I didn't get out the stuff to make a remoulade. Oh well, I'll have to do that later. We will be making a remoulade with the crab cake. So I have a wonderful recipe and I forgot to bring it into the kitchen. So, all right, so we're going to get 5 of these things out of this. Again, into the water it goes. And into the garbage these go. So, Joan, I'm looking for this specific kind of imitation crab meat, but it seems to be out everywhere I look, which is annoying. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But, check these guys, see if we're ready to flip this yet. All right. Stop. Okay, maybe a little bit darker, but we'll flip a couple of them and make sure they're all okay. So yeah, they all get along really well. My dogs so far have gotten along with every dog we've had here. My middle one, that's why IT guy is out in California. My middle one has a dog. And they got along fine with him when he was here. And one of my dogs is oh, hi Evelyn. Right here we're making zucchini muffins, and we're making zucchini fritters. So, or they're more like a crab cake. In Maryland, in the United States, they make a very specific kind of crab cake. And it's so, so good. And this is similar to that, only we're just making it with zucchini instead of crab. So it's very warm in my house, folks. And the heat is coming back to the Midwest. So we had a lovely reprieve from it last week. So, yeah, Chrissy, we're like, stop it, leave him alone. You know, I don't care about whatever, but, you know, just leave the poor guy alone. So anyway, yeah, if you're watching, we would love it if you would hit the subscribe button. We are working our way towards 1,000, and we're a little over halfway there. So IT guy and I would very much appreciate your support. I am still looking into, for those who are subscribers, doing a private subscriber only. I believe I'm at the point where I can do that, do a subscriber only live where we can talk about the appetizers that we're going to do for the holiday. So I am really excited about that. So anyway, but I forgot to set the timer. Oh no. All right, I'm gonna go check the muffins. All right, you. How are we looking here? I'm gonna pull these out and check them real quick. Okay. Yep, I think they're just about done. So I'm gonna pop them all out of there. Okay, so that's what they look like. Everybody does this differently. I use a large fork. These are not coated. Well, they are coated, but like, oh, nope, they're not done. Okay, back in they go. Okay, that's why we checked them. I'll try this one, see if it's, yeah, it's juicy at the bottom too. So I will put the timer on this time. I'll remember. So, oh, put you guys back in there. Put you guys back in there. And we're gonna go for about 5 more minutes. Oh, I'm glad I checked because those would not have been done at all. All right, so that's more like it. Yeah, a little bit more of that. Now, Mr. 513, he will eat these on a bun. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. Actually, I have not. I talked to him momentarily before this because I was struggling to get this thing to go live. So I don't know. He's probably quite happy to have a little break from us. So nobody telling him he's got to do stuff. I don't know, IT guy. You tell him. You homesick? You can say no. You won't hurt my feelings. So anyway, good night, Evelyn. Sleep well. Yay! Thanks for subbing. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're a little over halfway there. So hoping to ramp that up a little bit. And I think these are about done. The other thing you could do if you wanted to add something and have like a meaty flavor to it, we were thinking about cooking up some sausage and tossing that in there. I think that would be really good if you wanted something a little more protein heavy. And I'm not huge on sauce, but I'm thinking that we would probably like a sauce on this. So I am gonna turn this off, or yeah, turn it down to 0. And then I'm gonna grab a plate. The other thing you could do is you could put some Parmesan cheese in there. Again, a lovely aioli. Since I forgot to make the remoulade, I'm probably just going to grab I'm going to grab some tartar sauce that we really like. So I'm going to grab that real quick. This is where I'd be going, IT guy, get this for me. God love him. This is a local, used to be a restaurant. There's still a few left, but not a lot. So I'm going to pretend it's seafood. I'm going to add a little tartar sauce on my plate. My husband would add much more than that. This is the thinnest one, so I think it's probably pretty well done. And we are going to find out here in just a second. So, for my own sanity, I'm going to move this guy up here. We'll move that later. Alrighty. So let's see. They're not exactly fritters because they weren't fried in a bunch of oil, but Y'all, I got a doctor appointment in a month. And the things that I did to lose 35 pounds are not working anymore. So I'm kind of rededicating to that kind of stuff, the eating better. And true, Joan, if you like eggplant, I think that would be a really good thing. You could probably, yeah, you'd have to just make sure that you salt it and get some of the moisture out, because eggplant has even more, I think, than zucchini. Mmm, that's nice. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite without the tartar sauce, which I should have done in the beginning. The other thing is I've got the Italian breadcrumbs in here, which is kind of making me want it's making me want like a spaghetti or a pizza sauce to dip it in, a marinara of some kind. So um, I miss IT Guide too. I really do. Um, yeah. Um, Dogs are about to bark. Just so you know, UPS just went down the street, and I think we're getting a delivery today. Hmm. They just noticed. Yeah, I'll tell you what. They're seasoned nicely. I do think they would benefit from a little bit of some cheese, maybe, or some meat. Definitely needs a sauce. A tiny bit dry. But then again, it's gluten-free, so that happens. I did not squeeze the moisture out of this zucchini. I did for the muffins, and I'm going to go get those in just a second. I did not do that for these, and they're still a little dry. So, hush. All right, try this again. Try pulling one of these out, make sure it's not still soft on the bottom. Okay, they're not soft, but I'm gonna leave them in there for just a couple of seconds. Dogs are gonna bark again because my husband's home. So I'm gonna grab out the other pan, let them sit in the pan as the other pan of muffins. Oh, they smell really good. So that's a bonus. Turn off the oven so it can start cooling down in here, for heaven's sakes. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so this is the recipe, and I made it. It's not a gluten-free recipe, but I just used the there you go. So there's IT Guy's answer. We all love it out there. I'm telling you, I would probably be pushing my husband to move out there because the weather's so amazing in San Francisco, other than the fact that my grandkids are here. So yeah, and they have their dog, because they don't really have a yard, you have to walk him. He also loves going to the dog park. So, but Basil that's the name of their dog. He is so cute. He's I'm not sure, they got a DNA test done for him, but I don't think it's all right. But he looks a lot like a husky, but he's got really long, thin legs. Like, I've never seen a dog with legs like that with that kind of fur. So it's almost like he's got like my husband's coming in the front door. So what can you do? I should have unlocked the door for him. I forgot. So now he's barking. He's woofing back at them. So anyway, but the name of these are Connie's Zucchini in crab cakes. And it's on all recipes. So if you guys want to check that out. And all I did was I subbed out gluten-free breadcrumbs for the regular breadcrumbs. And then the quarter cup of all-purpose flour, I used gluten-free flour. So anyway, so there you go. Now let me pull out one of these lovely muffins. Hopefully they're fully cooked. Yeah, they're just really delicate. Now, I can tell you right now, Mr. 513 will tell me we need to make some buttercream to go on top of that. Thus negating these wonderfully, yeah, this is why you're supposed to let them cool because it sticks. But they are done. It's just they weren't quite ready to come out of the containers yet. So I'm gonna let that cool for just a second. Oh goodness, but they do, Christy, they do. And I've only got two. So I don't think my middle one's going to have any. They live in San Francisco. It's not a family-friendly city. They love it there. They love their jobs. You know, they just don't see themselves having a family. And, you know, it's expensive. It's expensive to live there. It's even more expensive if you have children. So I think that's going to be their decision. And IT guy, jury's still out. So, you know, just that quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, and I can taste that in here. But what's interesting, agreed, Christy, that would be great at breakfast. But it's interesting just the addition of that nutmeg. You could make that like a fall. That gives a kind of a fall taste to it almost, instead of pumpkin spice. At least that's what it tastes like to me. Nutmeg is kind of a fall flavor in my head, I guess. And those are really good. I do like the addition of the pineapple though, because it makes them just a little bit sweeter. Because there's really not much sugar. I mean, there's sugar in there, but it doesn't taste like super sweet. It isn't sweet like a cupcake. It isn't sweet like a lot of muffins, actually. But I like that because that way, if you do want to put something on it, you know, a little whipped cream or, you know, whatever for breakfast, little cream cheese, all of that would work. If you want it on the not so sweet side, you could add some cream cheese, and if you wanted it on the sweeter side, you could do I don't know, a little whipped cream or something like that. So anyway, yeah, and if you're not a nutmeg person, you could probably get the same kind of flavor profile with cloves or a little bit of allspice. Again, there was only like a quarter teaspoon in the whole batch, and I can still taste it. But so anyway, I think Mr. 513 is going to be really happy with this one. Tomorrow we're making. What are we making tomorrow? Oh, a deviled egg potato salad, barbecue chicken, and baked beans, which I've made before, but we're kind of doing an indoor picnic tomorrow. So, because it's going to be too hot to do an outdoor picnic tomorrow. So we're going to barbecue up some chicken. We're going to make this potato salad. I'm going to play with it a little bit. I don't know that it would get me invited to the cookout, but it might still be good. And then Wednesday we're doing a chicken cordon bleu casserole, and Thursday, yeah, something good for Thursday. Oh, Thursday is the crab cakes and fried green tomatoes. So we're gonna fry a bunch of stuff on Thursday. So, welcome, Jason. there you go. Cabbage and potatoes, you can't miss, right? You can't miss with cabbage and potatoes. I'm from a very German area of town or area of the country, and we eat a lot of cabbage, we eat a lot of potatoes. So, um, and I hope you're in a place in Wisconsin that you're very safe from the fires up there. So, anyway, uh, we did it right on time for once. Right on time. Not early, not late, right on time. So, as always, you guys, eat well, be well. I love you guys, and hopefully I'll see you all here tomorrow. Bye-bye. Love you.